this class of English language, we shall take up a new topic, that is the subject-verb agreement. A bit of recap on what we did in the last class. Well, in the last class, we were talking about the general rules of converting direct speech into indirect speech. In fact, in coming up classes, we are going to take up some more, classes on direct and indirect speech, but just to break the monotony, because we've been doing, exercise or a lesson on direct and indirect speeches for a long time. So just to break the monotony, I've taken a new topic, that is subject-verb agreement, and today we shall study the important rules of subject-verb agreement. Okay, and as I said in the last class, we talked about, in detail, we talked about the general rules on converting the direct speech into indirect speech, and today we shall take important rules of subject-verb agreement. All right, now before we go on to discuss on what is a subject-verb agreement, first of all, let us try to understand what is subject and what is the verb. Of course, by now all of us know what is the subject and the verb in the sentence, but still, what is the subject in the sentence then? Well, the subject is a part of the sentence that contains a person, a place, or a thing performing the action in the sentence. As I always say, that the subject, verb, and the object are the very important part of the sentence, isn't it? So right now we're talking about only the subject. What is the subject? A subject is a part of the sentence that contains a person, place, or a thing performing the action in the sentence. Okay, then what is the verb then? Well, a verb is a part of a sentence that shows an action or describes what the subject is doing. Okay, now let us try to understand this with the help of an example. Then, well, just see there, my mother cooks food every day. Now in this sentence, what is the subject? The subject is my mother. Okay, what is the verb here? Cooks. All right, and of course the object is food. Okay, so in this sentence, the word mother is the subject. Why? Because what is the subject doing here? The subject is doing or performing the action of cooking. So subject is mother. Okay, so what is the subject doing here? The subject is cooking the food. So the word cook is the verb. All right, so these are the subject and the verb in the sentence. Now the main topic of the day, that is, what is a subject-verb agreement then? Okay, we know what is subject and verb, but what is a subject-verb agreement? What does this mean? What does this imply then? This we are going to study today. Okay, and related to this, we are going to see various rules. There are about 6-7 rules. We are going to see that in detail with the help of an example, right? Okay, first of all, see, what is subject-verb agreement? See, for making a sentence grammatically correct, grammatically correct, if you have to make a sentence, then what you have to do is that you have to see that the verb must agree with its subject in number. You understood? So once again, see, for making a sentence grammatically correct, the verb in the sentence must agree with its subject in number. Okay, so when I say subject, when I say subject, see, a subject can be a first person like I, we, or it can be a second person like you, or it can be a third person like he, she, it, they. Understood? So when I say subjects are this: first person, second person, third person, and as I said, I and we is the first person, you is the second person, he, she, it, they is the third person. Okay, and based on the number, the subject may be singular or plural. So you're familiar with these words, right? First person, second person, third person, singular, plural. You're familiar with this, right? So it should not be, very difficult when I make use of these words frequently when I'm doing this exercise, right? So as I said just now, for making a sentence grammatically correct, a verb must agree with its subject in number. Okay, now let's try to understand this with the help of an example. Okay, See, if the subject in the sentence is singular, you understood? If the subject in the sentence is singular, then the verb also has to be singular. This is a very first rule, a very simple rule that you have to remember, is that if the subject in the sentence, you know, a subject is, as I said, a subject contains what? A sentence contains a subject, verb and object, right? So if the subject in the sentence is singular, then the verb must also be singular. Okay, and similarly, if the subject in the sentence is plural, okay, then the verb also has to be plural. Just keep this in mind. All right. See, let's try to understand this with the help of an example. Just see the example. I'm going to give you two examples. With the help of these two examples, we'll try to understand what I'm saying right now. Okay. So the first sentence is, my friend is Japanese. Okay, now in this sentence, my friend is Japanese. As I said in the first line, that if the subject is singular, then the verb also has to be singular, I said, right? So in this in this sentence, what is the subject? In this sentence, the subject is friend, isn't it? My friend or friend. So the word friend, is the noun friend is the what? Is in singular form, right? Is singular. Therefore, the verb also has to be singular. Therefore, I have used the word is here. So my friend is Japanese. So friend is a singular subject. The subject is singular here. Therefore, the verb also has to be singular, right? Now, look at the second sentence. Now, in the second sentence, I have written a little differently. Just watch out. My friends are Japanese. Okay. So in the second sentence, what did I, in the second explanation rather, what did I say? I said that if the subject is plural, if the subject in the sentence is plural, then the verb also has to be plural. Therefore, in the second sentence, what is the subject? Friends with S. Right? Friends. So the subject is plural here. Therefore, the verb also has to be plural. So is becomes what? Are. Okay. So did you see this two sentences? Right? Which explains the fact that if the subject is singular, the verb also has to be singular. And if the verb is plural, if the subject is plural, the verb also has to be plural. Right? Okay. Now with this point, let us explore the series of subject-verb agreements rules then. First, rule number 1 is when two single subjects are joined together using and, the verb will be plural. When I say two single subject, please do not get confused because a sentence may consist of two or more subjects. You never know, right? Okay, so sometimes a subject will have, a sentence will have one subject, or sometimes two, or it can be more also. Therefore, when two or more single subjects are joined using and, then in that case the verb will be plural. Okay, like for example, my friend and his mother are in the village. So when I say my friend and his mother, I have used two single subject here. The first single subject is what? My friend. Second is his mother, and it is joined using the word what? And. Therefore, it has to be followed by a plural verb. So I have used the word what? Are here. Understood? So the point is that when two single subjects are joined together using and, then the verb has to be what? Plural. Okay? Like in this sentence. All right, because my friend and his, my friend, one single subject, and his mother is another single subject. Therefore, when you combine this together, my friend and his mother, when you combine this together, the meaning of this word becomes plural. The meaning of this word becomes plural. So we use are, which is a plural verb. All right, so this is rule number 1. Okay, what is the second rule that you have to remember while doing this, exercise, that is subject-verb agreement? That is, just now I was talking about two single subjects joined by a word and has to be followed by a plural verb, right? Now, just pay attention clearly because this is almost same that I'm going to say, but in the end it is different. See, when two single subject, rule number 2, when two single subject are joined together using and, okay, but referring to the same person or a thing. Understood? When two single subject is joined together using the word and, but if it is referring to the same person or to the same thing, then the verb will be singular. Understood? The verb will be singular. In previously, two subjects were joined together using a verb. Using the word and, but the verb used is what? Plural verb, no? But here what happens when the two single subject is joined together using and, okay? But if that subject is referring to the same, what is referring to the same person or a same thing, then in that case the verb will be what? Singular. Okay, let's try to understand this with the help of an example there. See, bread and butter is my favorite breakfast. Now, bread and butter, I'm talking about what? I'm talking about two different items here. Okay, bread and butter is my favorite breakfast. Now you see, here I've used the word is. Okay, I've used the word I've used the verb is. Why am I not using the verb are? Why am I using the verb is? It's because here bread and butter is a combination of the food which is taken as one. Understood? Bread and butter is the combination of the food which is taken as one. Therefore, we use the singular verb is and not are. That's rule number 2. Okay? Well, rule number 3. What is rule number 3 then? See, when two or more singular subject, rule number 3, when two or more singular subject is joined using either or neither nor, then the verb will be singular. Rule number 3 is, if two or more singular subject is joined together using either or neither nor, then in that case verb will be singular and not plural. Okay, let's see an example. Okay, for example, either the book or the pen is in the drawer. Okay, once again, either the book or the pen is in the drawer. Now, in this sentence, see, I've used the word what? I've used the word either or. So, whenever you use the word either or, okay, joining to a singular subject. Now, what are the subjects here? The subject is the book and the pen. There are two singular subjects. The book is a singular noun, isn't it? So, singular subject. The pen is also a singular, a noun, singular subject. So, these two singular subject has been joined together using what? Either or here, no? So, whenever you use either or to join two single subjects, then you'll have to use what? The verb will be singular. The verb will be singular. So, which verb I have used here? Is. Understood? So, this is rule number 3. Okay. And let's switch on to rule number 4 then. Okay. See, this is also almost same to that, but look at the end. In the end, things becomes different. Okay. Rule number 4. If two subject are joined together, okay, using either or neither nor, and one subject is singular and the other subject is plural, then the verb agrees to the subject closest to it. Now, what does this mean? See, in the previous rule, that is in rule number 3, two single subjects were joined together using either or neither nor, and in such case, you've got to use singular verb, right? Now, in rule number 4, if two subjects are joined together using either or neither nor, but if one subject is singular and the other subject is plural, then in that case, what happens? The verb agrees to the subject closest to it. Means whichever subject comes close to the verb, it will take the verb. Whichever subject comes close to the verb will be accordingly. It will be singular or a plural. Okay. What do I mean by this? Shall we try? Try to understand with the help of an example? Yes, we will. Look at example number 1 then. Okay, see, example number 1. Neither the boy nor his friends run every day. Okay, now say maybe you and your group of, our friend or this group of friends go for a running every day or something like that. So related to that, this sentence is framed. See, neither the boy nor his friends, okay, run every day. Now here in this sentence, we have used two nouns. Okay, we have used two subjects rather. Okay, we have used two subjects. What is the first subject? The first subject is the boy. All right. What is the second subject? The second subject is his friends. Right. Now, see, the boy is what? It is a singular subject, the boy. Right. And what is the friend? His friends. Friends is a plural subjects. So here, these two subjects has been joined together using neither nor. So according to rule number 4, if two subjects are joined together using either or, but if one subject is singular and the other subject is plural, then the verb will agree to the subject closest to it. Means in this sentence, which is the closest subject, which subject is close to the verb? Friends. Right? Which subject is close to the verb? Friends. So, friends is what? Plural. So, therefore, we will take what? The verb will be plural. Okay? That's why I have used the plural verb here, that is run, run. So, the final sentence becomes what? Neither the boy nor his friends run every day. So, here, run is the plural verb. Why have I used plural verb? Because it is closest to the plural subject. Understood? Okay, rule number 4. Alright, now let's go to rule number 5 then. Well, see, you know what's indefinite pronouns? Okay, indefinite pronouns like each, everyone, everybody, someone, somebody, either, these are what? Indefinite pronouns. Okay, now what have we got to say with the help of this then? Rule number 5, look there. See, indefinite pronouns like, as I said just now, each one, everyone, every day, anybody, anyone, somebody, someone, etc. These pronouns are singular. Remember, these indefinite pronouns are always singular. Understood? Therefore, you require what? Singular verb. Understood? So the sentence which is begun with with an indefinite, subject will always followed by what? Singular verb. Okay, let's see an example for a better understanding. Sentence number 1. See, each of these hot dogs is yummy. Each of these hot dogs is yummy. Now see, I have used an indefinite pronoun each in this sentence. Okay, now according to rule number 5, if you are beginning a sentence or if you are beginning a sentence with an indefinite pronoun, then what happens? The sentence has, the sentence has to be followed by what? A singular verb, right? So the word each is an indefinite pronoun. Therefore, we are going to complete the sentence with a singular verb. So what is the verb that I've used here? Is. Understood? So each of these hot dogs is yummy. So each is an indefinite pronoun and is a singular verb. Okay, one more sentence. Okay, for a better understanding, one more example. Okay, everybody knows Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Okay, now see, everybody is indefinite pronoun. So according to the rule, you are using indefinite pronoun means you have to use what? A singular verb. So everybody knows Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So the verb I have used is knows, which is what? A singular verb. Why? Because we've begun the sentence with indefinite pronoun. And according to the rules, rule number 5, that whenever you begin a sentence with an indefinite rule, you've got to use singular verb. Okay, right. Now next is rule number 6. Okay, see, according to rule number 6, some nouns which are plural in the form but singular in meaning take singular verb. some nouns, according to rule number 6, there are some nouns which are plural in form. By now you know what is singular plural. So there are some words, there are some words or a noun which are plural in form, but what, singular in meaning. So in cases of such a noun or a words, what happens, the verb also will become what, singular. Okay, now what do I mean by this? Let's take an example. See, sentence number 1, economics is an interesting subject. Economics, I've used the word, look at the spelling in the sentence. Economics is an interesting subject. Okay, now the word economics is in the plural form, isn't it? I've used the word s. Economics is in the plural form, but it has what, a singular meaning. Okay, singular meaning. Therefore, it has to be followed by a singular verb. So, economics is, I'm not saying economics are. Okay, I'm saying what? Economics is an interesting subject. So, you understood? Okay, one more example. Okay, the news is being telecasted live on the television. The news is being, telecasted live on the television. Now, the word news is in the plural form, isn't it? N-E-W-S, news is in the plural form, but it has got what? A singular meaning. Okay, therefore, that is why we don't say the news are being telecasted. We don't use the word are here. We use the word is. The news is being telecasted in live in the television. So you understood? So now, according to this rule, some nouns are plural in the form but has singular meaning. In such cases, we are going to use singular. We are going to use singular verb. Okay, right? But there are some exceptions. There are some exceptions which there are some nouns which are plural in form, but we don't follow these rules. Like for example, scissors, trousers, tweezers. This kind of verb require what? Plural verb only. All right. Now let's see the last rules for today. This much we're going to see. The last rule, rule number 7, is just the opposite. That is, some nouns which are singular in form. Now, just previously in rule number 6, we talked about the nouns which are plural in form had singular meaning, no? But here, some nouns have got what? They are singular in form, okay, but has plural in meaning. It has plural in meaning. So in such cases, it takes what? It takes plural verb. Okay, just the opposite. Like for example, look at the example. The lovely couple are getting married this Sunday. The lovely couple are getting married this Sunday. What is the noun in this sentence? What is the subject in this sentence? The subject is couple, isn't it? The subject is couple. Now this sentence is in singular form. We are not saying couples here. Couple. So the word or the noun is in what? It is in the singular form, but it means it has got a plural meaning. When you talk about when you say couple, how many person or how many things or animals or whatever you think about when you say couple? Obviously two, right? So this word, in an example which I've taken, the word couple, it is in singular in form, but it has what? Plural in meaning. So in such cases, the verb that you're going to use is what? Plural verb only. Okay, like that's why I've used the verb are in this sentence. Okay, so it sounds like the couple, the lovely couple, are getting married on Sunday. Okay, so according to this rule, once again, the verb, the noun is singular in form but plural in meaning. Okay, well, I think we're going to stop here for today, where we a bit of recap again what we did today. We talked about what, at least we discussed about 7 important rules which is related to what? Subject, verb, agreement. Okay. Well, in coming up class, we shall continue and we shall take up some more, rules related to this topic. Till then, just revise this, and if you have any doubts, or if you have any problem in understanding this or any of this topic, and as I always say, you can always WhatsApp me in my number. You have my number. Kindly WhatsApp me and express your any problem or any doubts that you have. I'm always there to clarify them. Till then, stay connected and stay safe.